Welcome to Stoic Quotes 365. Today, we're diving into 5 powerful Stoic techniques for mindfulness, inspired by the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. In our fast-paced world, practicing mindfulness can transform our lives, bringing clarity, peace, and purpose. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic philosophers, left us a treasure trove of techniques to help cultivate mindfulness and live more intentionally. In this video, we'll explore these powerful techniques and show you how to incorporate them into your daily routine. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's embark on this journey of self-discovery and mindfulness together. Number 1. Keep your focus on the present. Marcus Aurelius, the revered Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "Each man only lives in this present instant. All the rest either has been lived or remains in uncertainty." This profound insight emphasizes one of the most fundamental principles of mindfulness, the importance of keeping our minds anchored in the current moment. When we let our thoughts drift to the future, worry and stress often follow. We agonize over uncertainties and potential problems that may never come to pass. Conversely, when we dwell on the past, we might feel sadness or regret decisions we've made. These emotions can trap us in a cycle of negative thinking, preventing us from enjoying a harmonious mindset. By focusing on the present, we liberate ourselves from these burdensome emotions, allowing us to live more fully and contentedly. Aurelius extends this concept further. He teaches that it is not enough to merely focus on the present experience. We should also cultivate an attitude of compassion and dignity in everything we do. By striving to be our best selves, we set the stage for future success and fulfillment. If we know we have genuinely done our best, we can look back without regrets, secure in the knowledge that we acted with integrity and purpose. The Stoics understood mindfulness differently than contemporary practices. Modern mindfulness often emphasizes breathing and meditation exercises, which are valuable tools for grounding ourselves. However, the ancient Stoics were more focused on being aware of their value judgments and maintaining their attention on where it could be most useful. This practical approach ensured that their actions aligned with their philosophical principles, fostering a life of virtue and purpose. It's interesting to note that we never worry about the past in the same way we worry about the future. This is because the past's uncertainty is resolved. It has already happened. Yet we often relive past experiences, wishing for different outcomes or regretting our choices. This obsession with the past is unproductive. It cannot change anything. Acceptance of our past allows us to move forward without being weighed down by it. Similarly, excessive focus on the future's uncertainty can be problematic. Worry is an emotion tied solely to the future, which may bring both good and bad experiences. When we don't know which it will be, we stress about potential outcome. This stress is not helpful and does not alter the future in any meaningful way. The only way to influence the future positively is by working diligently in the present, making thoughtful choices and decisions that guide us toward our goals. There are numerous simple yet effective ways to incorporate mindfulness into daily life. One method is to decide on an intention that represents your mindful approach, such as appreciate every moment as it comes. Write it down and place it where you'll see it frequently, creating regular reminders to stay present. Start your day by voicing this intention aloud, sitting with it for a moment to consider how you will embody it throughout the day. Engage in light meditation practices, such as focusing on your breath for a few minutes. Regularly check in with yourself during the day to ensure your mind remains present. When eating, savor each bite, paying attention to the food's taste and texture. When showering, focus on how the water feels cascading over your body, the smell of the soap, and the sound of the water. These mundane activities can become magical when approached with mindfulness. Just as you begin your day with the intention of being mindful, end it with reflection. Review your day, noting where you were mindful and where you could have been more present. Celebrate your successes and plan how to enhance your mindfulness practice the next day. This continuous cycle of intention, practice, and reflection embodies the essence of Stoic mindfulness. By consciously choosing to focus on the present, cultivate compassion, and maintain dignity in our actions, we embrace the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. This mindful approach not only enriches our lives but also aligns us with the timeless principles of Stoic philosophy, fostering a life of virtue, peace, and fulfillment. Number 2. Always choose to be your best self. Marcus Aurelius wisely advises us to waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This principle encapsulates the essence of Stoic philosophy: relentless pursuit of virtue. Living a virtuous life is not a destination, but an ongoing journey, continuous process of striving to be our best selves. An important Stoic principle is the notion of living a virtuous life. Imagine a situation where you're faced with a moral dilemma at work. Perhaps you've discovered a colleague's mistake. It has serious repercussions. A virtuous response involves addressing the issue honestly and constructively, rather than ignoring it or exploiting it for personal gain. This not only aligns with your own values, but also fosters a culture of trust and integrity within your workplace. Being virtuous is an ongoing process, something which never ends, because we should always be striving to be our best self. For instance, consider how you react to everyday challenges. When someone cuts you off in traffic, your immediate reaction might be anger. However, if you pause and choose a response rooted in patience and understanding, you are practicing virtue. Over time, these small acts of self-control accumulate, gradually transforming your character. For the Stoics, living a virtuous life wasn't just about being your best self. They felt that if everyone chose to be virtuous together, they could build a better society, a community of people who are working together for the common good, to create an environment which is positive for everyone involved. Imagine a community where everyone acts with integrity, compassion, and respect. Such a society would not only function more harmoniously, but also uplift its members, creating a supportive and enriching environment for all. Everything that happens to you is an opportunity for you to choose a virtuous response. It doesn't matter how painful, frightening, or difficult your situation is. If you react with virtue, its inevitable outcome would be all those things which are so important to us all, like happiness, fulfillment, success, honor, love, and reputation. Consider a time when you faced a significant personal setback, such as losing a job. Instead of succumbing to despair, choosing to respond with resilience and a positive attitude can lead to personal growth and new opportunities. This virtuous response not only benefits you, but also serves as an inspiration to others facing similar challenges. Choosing to be your best self is a continuous process. You should make a point of checking in with yourself mentally throughout the day to see where your mind is focused. Ask yourself, are you distracted by external influences? Are you being selfish instead of thinking about how you can best serve those around you? For example, during a heated discussion, you might notice your mind wandering to thoughts of self-defense or victory. By bringing your focus back to understanding and resolving the issue, you demonstrate self-awareness and a commitment to virtuous behavior. When you become more aware of your thoughts on an ongoing basis, you can take active action to channel them in the most beneficial direction for both yourself and the people around you. Imagine you're involved in a community project. By regularly reflecting on your motivations and actions, you can ensure that your contributions are genuine and aimed at the common good, rather than personal recognition or gain. There are some simple techniques that you can use to start actively working towards becoming your best self. For example, think about an argument or disagreement you were recently caught up in. Create a mind map of the situation. Being as objective as possible, examine your own motives and behavior. What did you do wrong? What might you have done differently? Could you have been kinder or more stoic in your approach? Now, do the same for the other person. Put yourself in their shoes and think about possible reasons for why they did what they did. What factors might be involved that you don't know about? Could there be anything happening in their life which might explain their behavior? When you've done this, pick the kindest explanation you have for the other person's behavior and counter this with the harshest explanation for yours. How does this change how you view what happened? Would you behave differently in future? The more conscious you can be about the way you choose to act and feel, the more mindful you'll be, and the more control you can have over being the best possible version of yourself. Another exercise you might like to try is to write out a description of someone you know who you admire. Why do you look up to them? What is it about them that makes them worthy of respect? What character traits of theirs would you like to possess? Now, do a description of yourself at your best. Think about the qualities you have, not the qualities you think you ought to have. How is that person different to who you are right now? How would you treat other people if you were that person? How would your life change if you were always your best self? Every day, sit down in the evening and journal about your day. First, write out what happened, and then write out what would have happened if your best self had experienced that same day. Continue to do this until you only have one version of your day to journal because you were genuinely at your best all the time. Being conscious about your actions and thoughts so that you actively choose to be your best is the very epitome of mindfulness and will improve the quality of your life immeasurably. Number 3, always do the right thing. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we ought to do good to others as simply as a horse runs or a bee makes honey or a vine bears grapes season after season without thinking of the grapes it has borne. The Stoics found inspiration in nature, believing that humans are designed to live in harmony with each other. Aurelius often used natural imagery to emphasize this point, showing that we should act virtuously without seeking recognition or praise. Consider the example of Marcus Aurelius himself, who ruled Rome during a period of great conflict. After every major military victory, Rome held a triumph, a grand ceremonial procession to celebrate the victorious generals. During these triumphs, a slave would stand behind the general in the chariot, holding a golden crown over his head and whispering, "Remember, you are mortal." This ritual served as a humbling reminder that glory is fleeting, and that even the most triumphant moments could vanish in an instant. Aurelius believed that we should maintain humility, regardless of our achievements. We are all mortal beings, living for a brief moment on this earth. The consciousness of death's reality helps us keep things in perspective, fostering compassion, justice, and mercy towards others. By acknowledging our mortality, we can avoid arrogance and strive to do the right thing at any given moment, building righteous relationships with those around us. Implementing this wisdom in our lives requires self-reflection and awareness. We should examine any negative patterns in our behavior, such as acting out of fear of being alone, of poverty, of inadequacy, or the ultimate fear of death. The Stoics viewed these fears as pointless, as we cannot control the actions of others or the inevitable cycles of change. Wasting energy on what we cannot control only hinders our growth. For example, imagine you're asked to do something at work that you consider immoral, like firing a highly skilled colleague unjustly. Before reacting, take a step back and reflect on the right course of action. Confront your boss with a thoughtful explanation of why this decision is inappropriate. Your boss might get angry, but if you know you're doing the right thing, their anger won't matter. Maintaining a clear conscience is far more important than compromising your values for temporary approval. Facing your fears with courage and accepting that not everything will go according to plan strengthens your ability to cope with adversity. By overcoming these fears, you free your spirit, becoming more open, compassionate, and forgiving towards yourself and others. In practice, doing the right thing involves consistent self-awareness and humility. Regularly check in with yourself to ensure your actions align with your values. Are you making decisions based on fear or virtue? Are you acting with integrity even when it's difficult? By cultivating these habits, you not only improve your own character, but also contribute to a more harmonious and just society. To illustrate, consider a personal relationship where you're tempted to act out of pride or anger. Instead, pause and reflect on how you can respond with kindness and understanding. This approach not only resolves conflicts more effectively, but also strengthens your bond with others, fostering a supportive and loving environment. Everyday actions, no matter how small, offer opportunities to practice virtue. Whether it's helping a stranger, being honest in difficult situations, or simply showing patience and kindness, each act of goodness contributes to your growth as a person and the well-being of those around you. In summary, always choosing to do the right thing means living with integrity, humility, and compassion. It requires facing fears, overcoming negative patterns, and consistently aligning your actions with your values. By doing so, you create a life of purpose and fulfillment, reflecting the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Number 4. Accept and love your life through good times and bad. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, "It is my bad luck that this has happened to me." No, you should rather say, "It is my good luck. I can bear it without pain, neither crushed by the present nor fearful of the future." The Stoics were renowned for their ability to face even the toughest times with resilience and acceptance. They actively cultivated hardship as a matter of course, so that when tough times hit, they would be prepared to deal with it. This acceptance of fate is encapsulated in the concept of amor fati. Amor fati means loving your fate, accepting whatever happens to you, and using it to shape yourself into a better person, regardless of whether the experience is positive or negative. As Aurelius put it, a blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. Imagine you're going through a particularly challenging period at work, with projects piling up and deadlines looming. Instead of succumbing to stress and frustration, you can adopt the Stoic mindset of amor fati. View these challenges as opportunities to develop your resilience and improve your problem-solving skill. By embracing the situation, you transform potential setbacks into stepping stones for personal growth. Even though we come from different religious or spiritual backgrounds, we are all part of something bigger than ourselves. Whatever you have done, whoever you are, your journey has brought you to this place and time. You are exactly where you need to be, so you should appreciate and be thankful for this moment, regardless of whether it is currently positive or negative. When you resent, regret, or resist what you are experiencing, you are fighting against your life, which only brings more conflict. If you can accept and embrace whatever comes your way, you begin to live in alignment with your life, and everything becomes easier. This does not mean passively accepting mistreatment or becoming a victim of your circumstances. It means being fully present, knowing who you are, and striving to be your best self in any given situation. For example, if you are facing criticism at work, instead of becoming defensive or demoralized, use it as constructive feedback. Reflect on the criticism objectively and identify areas for improvement. This approach not only helps you grow professionally, but also demonstrates your resilience and commitment to excellence. The Stoics believed that true virtue involved having full control over one's thoughts, emotions, and actions. If you haven't done something wrong, why stress about it? And if you have, why beat yourself up instead of working to do better now and in the future? Whatever problems you're dealing with right now are temporary, and it's important to put things into perspective. You may feel like a slave to your emotions, incapable of controlling your emotional state, but it's not external forces that dictate your feelings. It's your reaction to those forces. It's entirely up to you to decide how to feel about something. To ground yourself, ask, what can I hear? What can I smell? What can I taste? What can I touch? What can I see? Work through each of your senses, taking a minute or two to fully focus on each, grounding yourself in the present. For instance, if you are feeling overwhelmed by anxiety, pause and engage your senses. Focus on the sound of birds chirping, the scent of fresh coffee, the taste of your favorite snack, the texture of a soft blanket, or the sight of a beautiful sunset. By immersing yourself in these sensory experiences, you can shift your focus away from overwhelming emotions and regain a sense of calm. When you switch your attention to your immediate sensory experiences, it becomes easier to change your emotional response, or at least tone down overwhelming feelings. By practicing this regularly, you reclaim your power and are no longer at the mercy of external forces. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. In summary, embracing amor fati and accepting your life through both good times and bad is central to Stoic philosophy. It involves cultivating resilience, maintaining perspective, and harnessing the power of mindfulness. By doing so, you live a life of strength, grace, and virtue, turning every experience into an opportunity for growth and fulfillment. Number 5. Change your thoughts to change your life. In our final quote for this video, Marcus Aurelius tells us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The Stoics believed that their thoughts were the ultimate arbiters of the reality they experienced. They understood that a pessimistic mindset would lead them to see only the negative aspects of life, even if they were wealthy and successful. Conversely, by finding a reason to be grateful for every experience, regardless of whether it was positive or negative, they could find happiness and blessings in the moment. Imagine you are facing a challenging project at work. If you approach it with dread and focus on potential failures, the experience will likely be stressful and overwhelming. However, if you view it as an opportunity to learn and grow, you can transform the experience into one of personal and professional development. This shift in perspective is what the Stoics advocated, a mindset that seeks value and learning in every situation. Research into the placebo effect has conclusively demonstrated that our thoughts have a direct effect on our experiences. For example, studies have shown that telling people they were drinking caffeine would raise their blood pressure, even if the drink was caffeine-free. This phenomenon highlights the power of belief and perception. When we recognize the influence of our thoughts, we gain the ability to wield them to improve our quality of life. Consider the stories we tell ourselves about who we are. If you tell yourself that you are socially awkward, when you attend a social event, you are more likely to keep your distance and avoid engaging with others. As a result, you won't make new connections and will reinforce your belief that you have problems in social situations. This self-fulfilling prophecy demonstrates how our thoughts shape our reality. Start by listing the labels you've given yourself. Perhaps you think you're not good with money, or that you'll never find love. Once you've listed these beliefs, reflect on the fact that just because you think something doesn't mean it's an objective truth. You have the power to change your thoughts. Write an opposing belief next to each label, such as, "I'm actively learning to manage my money better," or "I deserve love." Now, consider ways to test the truth of these new, empowering beliefs. If you believe you are undeserving of love, engage in activities that foster self-love. Practice self-care. Pursue hobbies that bring you joy and surround yourself with supportive people. By showing love to yourself, you make it easier for others to love you as well. If you think you're no good with money, sign up for budgeting classes to develop healthier financial habits. By taking proactive steps to improve your skills, you can transform your self-perception and gain confidence in managing your finances. Imagine you believe that your life will never change. This belief will keep you stuck in a cycle of inaction. However, by stepping outside of your comfort zone and challenging yourself to think and act differently, you open up new possibilities. The more you consciously choose to focus on the positive potential in any given moment and seek out the lessons life has to offer, the less stressed and more at peace you will become. For example, if you encounter a setback, instead of seeing it as a failure, view it as a valuable lesson. Reflect on what you can learn from the experience and how you can apply that knowledge moving forward. This mindset shift not only reduces stress, but also fosters resilience and personal growth. By making a conscious decision to focus on positive potential and learning in every situation, you cultivate a mindset that is resilient and empowered. You begin to see challenges as opportunities and setbacks as stepping stones to success. This transformative approach to life is at the heart of Stoic philosophy and can lead to profound inner peace and fulfillment. As we wrap up our exploration of Stoic wisdom, remember that these timeless principles can transform your life. By keeping your focus on the present, always choosing to be your best self, doing the right thing, accepting and loving your life through good times and bad, and changing your thoughts to change your life, you can cultivate a mindset of resilience, peace, and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics have given us a roadmap to navigate life's challenges, grace and strength. Embrace these teachings, and you'll find that your perspective shifts, your actions align with your highest values, and your life becomes richer and more meaningful. If you found value in this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with friends who might benefit from these insights. and subscribe to Stoic Quotes 365 for more content on living a virtuous and mindful life. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments which Stoic principle resonated with you the most and how you plan to apply it in your life. Thank you for watching, and stay resilient.